Hey everyone, today we're going to be checking out the Solgaard Vengture Backpack, which is a really interesting expandable travel and everyday bag. I've been a big fan of Solgaard for a while. I recently featured their Atlas rolltop backpack and the Optimus backpack on the channel. I'll include links in the description below to the reviews that I did for them if you want to check them out. The Vengture Backpack seemed like another great addition to their lineup of really versatile bags and seemed to offer a very interesting feature set. So I've been excited to have a chance to test this over the past couple of weeks, and in this video I'm going to be talking about what it's been like to use it. I'll show you how I've loaded it out, walk through all the features, and I'll also talk about how it compares to some of the other similar bags that are currently on the market. Before jumping into the video, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the overall aesthetic, to me the bag is a pretty modern but still subdued appearance. It kind of feels like it lands in between an Air and a Bellroy backpack, so I really like this style. It feels like it's going to blend in well into a lot of different environments. If you're going into the office, if you want to wear a little bit of a nicer outfit while still being great for exploring a city or traveling without drawing a ton of attention to itself. As far as the materials, the bag feels pretty solidly built. This exterior fabric is Solgaard SureTech fabric, which is made from recycled materials. I've used this on a couple of their bags and so far it's held up well. It feels like it's going to be able to handle rougher usage and provide a nice amount of weather resistance. The bag at this size comes in at a little over 3 pounds, so not overly heavy, especially considering the features that it offers. Beyond that, you just have some really nice hardware all throughout, as well as some very smooth working reverse coil zippers. I don't believe that these are YKK, but so far they have worked well consistently. Continuing along the outside of the bag, you have two external water bottle pockets, one on each side. These are going to offer a nice amount of capacity. I was able to fit my 26-ounce Yeti Rambler. As they expand outwardly, they have a pretty good depth, and then you can see the elastic here, and when you pull the water bottle out, they hug the bag to maintain a cleaner look. On one side, you do have a handle that is shared with the water bottle, so you'll want to keep that in mind when you're choosing which one to use, but great that you have both sides as an option. And then on one side, you have this nice ring that's going to be a good spot to clip on something with a carabiner, a luggage tag, and then the handles themselves are also very nice, similar to the ones that were on the Simon Sinek backpack. So they're well reinforced. They have this chunky kind of seatbelt-like material that feels very cushioned, comfortable if you're carrying it as a briefcase, if you're picking it up from the top. So really nicely implemented there. And then on the front of the bag, you have just the Solgaard logo, which doesn't stand out too much. It's a little bit more visible on the black color of the bag, just given the contrast, but in general, I think that this is fine. Then you have a spot here at the bottom that can also function as an additional grab point, so it'll make it easier to load this into a trunk or an overhead storage compartment. And then the last thing I'll mention while we're talking about the outside of the bag is that it can stand up on its own, but you can see here that it tends to lean forward, so this hasn't worked as consistently, especially when I pull my laptop out. I have noticed that it will tend to fall forward a little bit, so I usually end up leaning it. Continuing with the capacity, the bag is offered in two different sizes. I have the larger edition of the bag here, which comes in at about 20 liters when it's compressed down, and it has the ability to expand out to 31 liters. And I was really impressed with how much it was able to hold. At the 20-liter size, it actually felt larger than some other 20-liter bags that I've used, particularly on the height. It did feel like a pretty tall bag, and it was able to easily handle the items that I typically carry with me, and it felt like I still had some leftover space for longer days. This bag does manage to retain its shape pretty consistently, so even when it's emptier, it's still gonna kind of look the same, but it never felt overwhelmingly bulky when it's compressed down. Just a really great daily bag size, still something that could work as a personal item. When you expand it, however, the depth does start to get a little bit unwieldy, so it can work as a carry-on bag that you place into an overhead storage compartment, but no longer as a personal item. And then when it's expanded out, I was definitely a little more wary as I was navigating more crowded areas and jumping on public transit to make sure that I didn't bump into anyone or knock anything over accidentally. Moving into the harness system, so far the bag has been really comfortable to wear. Very similar style to the harness that was on the Atlas rolltop backpack, which we also took a look at recently. So I really like how the straps have been implemented here. They have a nice amount of padding that's really soft, comfortable. On the inside, you have a breathable mesh to help prevent moisture from building up. The straps also have a pretty good width to help prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders when it's a little bit more packed out. And then on the straps, you also have a little ring here like the one that was on the side to potentially clip on additional accessories or hang your sunglasses. You have an adjustable sternum strap, give you a little bit of additional support, and you also have a zippered pocket here that's gonna be a good spot for something like a transit cart so that you can get to it a little bit more easily. At the bottom, you do have some attachment points to add a waist belt that's not included with the bag, but good to see those included, particularly if you're gonna be using the expanded size a little bit more. And then at the top, you do have a little loop that's gonna be a good spot to maybe hang this up, you know, if you're in a bathroom, a closet, or something like that. It is a fairly thin loop, so if the bag is really heavy, I would be a little worried over time as to how this would hold up, but for the most part, it feels like a good material here. And then on the back paneling, this has also felt really comfortable. Great padding that's well distributed all throughout. Same breathable mesh that we saw on the straps. And then you have this deep air channel here in the middle to provide you with some ventilation while you're walking around throughout the day. On the back panel, you also have a great luggage pass-through that's going to allow you to rest this on a suitcase while traveling to save some weight on your back. And you have a couple of hidden zippered pockets that'll be a good spot to store something like your passport, some extra cash, a wallet. So you have one on each side of the back. So it's great that you have that extra option if there's more than one thing that you want to keep a little bit more protected. Jumping into the organizational options, you have a taller zippered quick access pocket on the front. You have the sort of lid that comes over the zipper to give it a little bit more protection. And I typically like these taller compartments because it feels like they give you a good bit of flexibility with what you can store. And this also has a nice bit of volume. It goes all the way to the top. So I have here my Randolph sunglasses with their hard shell case, and so those were able to fit comfortably. They can kind of get tucked up here and near the top as well if I have a lot of other stuff in the pocket. And then this goes all the way down for the most part. There's no internal organization here, but it's gonna be great for just some of the bulkier items that I tend to carry with me. I have a packable blanket from Matador in here. I also have the USB-C hub that I use for charging my laptop and tablet while I'm traveling. And the last thing I have in here at the moment is my Tom Bin Ghostwell pouch. And then at the top, you have another zippered quick access pocket, similar in style to the one that we saw on the Simon Sinek Optimist backpack. And so this is gonna have a nice amount of capacity as well as a soft lining for anything a little bit more delicate that you wanna store. If you wanna place your phone in here, some sunglasses. At the moment, I have a charging cable as well as my AirPods, as those are the things that I'm grabbing pretty regularly, but really like the amount of space that's provided here right under the handle. I forgot to mention earlier, a nice touch with this handle is that it does have a magnet to keep it closer to the bag when it's not in use. And then you have the two main segments of the backpack, which are the life zone and the work zone. So the work zone is gonna have all of the tech organization and the laptop sleeve. This does have a pretty big opening. It doesn't open up fully flat, so I like this style. And so starting off on the back, you have a dedicated tablet and laptop sleeve, and I really like the amount of padding that's been incorporated here, both for the tablet and the laptop sleeve, and a nice amount of space on the tablet area. I was able to easily fit my iPad mini with a case, but this will be able to handle a larger 10 or 11-inch tablet comfortably. I like that it has the soft lining on the front here. And then for the laptop compartment, you have the soft lining on the back. So interesting choice to not have it kind of be consistent across both compartments, but still nice amount of padding that's been included here on the back. The sleeve itself is also pretty rigid. It does have padding on the bottom, but it's not pulled up properly off the bottom of the ground. I wish it had been more suspended like the laptop compartment that we saw on the Atlas backpack. And so, you know, just something that I would typically like to see to give a little bit more peace of mind. But this will easily be able to handle a 15 or 16-inch laptop. Currently what I have here is my 14-inch MacBook Pro. You can see how much leftover space there is here. Very easy to get the laptop in and out of the bag, which is great, particularly when traveling. Now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. This does come up a decent amount, so if you happen to have a thicker device, it should be able to fit in here comfortably. And although it's not pulled up off the bottom, like I typically like to see with the amount of padding that's offered here, it does feel like my device is gonna be well protected while I'm on the go. And then on the other side of the compartment, you have a nice bit of organization for the other accessories that you might have with you. So at the bottom, you have a zippered mesh compartment, which I don't tend to use too much because I'm a little worried that it would press up against my laptop and my tablet. So I left this empty, but still good to have maybe for some extra cables or something a little slimmer. And then here on the back wall. At the top, you have some additional organization, a couple of nice slip pockets that have a soft lining, so a good spot maybe for some reading glasses, sunglasses. You have a couple of elastic bands for a pen, stylish. I have a flashlight here. Then you have a larger, more padded, but still fleece-lined compartment that'll be great for something like a power bank or your phone, if you want to keep it off your body, but a little bit more protected. Then you have a cool lanyard here with a clip that's going to be a good spot for your keys or something like this pen that I have here. And then one more spacious slip pocket here, again with the soft lining. This one is great for holding something like a Magic Mouse. And then in front of that, you have a couple of additional slip pockets. So some slots for something like a pen, and you have an elastic mesh pocket here that's perfect for a pair of AirPods. I had mine in the top quick access pocket, but they could have easily fit here in the back as well. So really like the variety of organizational options that are provided here. And then moving into the main area, you have a clamshell style opening, which is always going to be great for easy packing and a lot of visibility into what you have in the main compartment. At the moment, I have this compressed down, so the 20-liter size. And as I mentioned earlier, lots of space here. It's easily able to handle all the items that I typically carry with me, and there's still some leftover capacity. And so at the moment, I have my Beats Studio wireless headphones here. I have the Evergood Civic Access Pouch 1/2 liter. I have the Evergood Civic Access Pouch 1 liter, my Lockbee pouch, and then I also have the Civic Access Pouch 2 liters down at the bottom. So I really love the modular setup, and it works well with a simple open space, much like this one here. No compression straps or anything on the inside. When this is compressed down, it can still work quite well as a minimal travel bag. I was able to toss in my compressible packing cube, a dop kit, an extra pair of shoes, and without expanding it, it was something that would work well for a longer weekend trip. In this main area of the bag, there's no other organizational options here. You can see the volume that's taken up by the top quick access pocket. So if you fill this out all the way, it will poke into here a little bit. And then you can also see the fabric from the expansion functionality. So when it's compressed down, you have all this at the edge, but you have a zipper that goes all the way around and will take you up to that 31-liter capacity that I was mentioning earlier. So this is a large bit of expansion. This gives you a lot of extra capacity. So in addition to my typical packing cube setup, I would be able to add an extra one as well as some other accessories that I wouldn't be able to fit if the bag was compressed down, definitely turning this into something that I could use for a week of travel quite easily. And this is also going to combine well with the flow closet that is included with the bag. I've talked about this in a couple of the other Solgaard videos that I've done, which is a very cool and unique accessory that allows you to, quickly unpack when you arrive at your destination. You can hang it up so that you can reach all of your stuff. You kind of have a setup closet when you arrive, regardless of where you're staying. And then you can press everything down to more easily store it in the bag. And when it's expanded out, that will fit in very comfortably. So it's a really cool system. It's great that you can either combine the two, use one or the other. I still tend to lean towards my packing cubes, but it's something that I continue to experiment with because I like the idea quite a bit. And then on the lid of this main area, you have two additional zippered pockets, one at the bottom, which, it doesn't have mesh, so you can't see inside, so it might be a good spot for something a little bit more sensitive. I typically don't use these bottom compartments as much because it shares space with some of the pouches that I typically have, so I prefer to leave that capacity for the main area, but still good to have. And then you have a mesh zippered pocket above that has a good bit of volume. It'll be able to handle a variety of different types of items, charging cables, portable batteries. I have a nail clipper set here as well as a deck of playing cards. And so I really like the layout and the amount of space offered in this main area and just how everything is thought out throughout the rest of the bag. I was a big fan of the Endeavor backpack, which was the previous iteration of this bag. It's been great to see the updates that Solgaard has continued to make. And if you're looking for a versatile kind of all-purpose bag that's gonna offer a nice amount of comfort, organization, then it will also give you the ability to expand, then this is gonna be an excellent option to take a look at. And so to wrap up, it's been a great experience testing out the Solgaard Vengture Backpack over the past couple of weeks. You can currently purchase this on the company's site. It's going to come in at around $275, I believe. It is offered in two different sizes, so the pricing is going to vary depending on the size that you go with. In general, Solgaard's bags are in a little bit more of a premium price range, so they are an investment. You are getting something that's solidly built, It's cool that they use recycled materials in their bags. They also offer a nice feature set, but there's gonna be some other great bags in this price range that may be worth considering. And so as I was testing this out, some of the first bags this made me think of were the expandable backpacks from Knack. I really liked using their Series 1 and Series 2 expandable backpacks. I've used the various sizes that they offer. The Series 2 in particular, it has an aesthetic and layout that I really like. It's got a more professional sort of vibe. It has the ability to expand, much like this one. It's got kind of the separate expandable compartment. It opens up like a suitcase, so really useful for traveling. It's got a nice organizational layout, dedicated laptop compartment, luggage pass-through, pretty comfortable harness system. You can tuck the straps away. So it offers just a really great feature set. And if you're looking for something that has this level of versatility with the expansion options, but that's gonna have a different layout and aesthetic, and those are gonna be some excellent options to take a look at. The next bag this made me think of is the Air Travel Pack 3 Small, which is one of my favorite minimal travel bags that's got Air's typical sleek, modern style, excellent build quality, really comfortable harness system, and a great organizational layout. Lots of pockets for all your stuff, dedicated laptop compartment, clamshell style opening, compression straps, water bottle pocket. At 28 liters, the small version of the travel pack has worked well in a lot of different situations. I've used it as a personal item. It can work as a daily bag, but it can hold an impressive amount of stuff. So while it doesn't expand in the same way as this one here, it still offers a lot of great benefits for travel and EDC usage. So if you want something very durable with a sleek style that, and you don't want to worry as much about the expandability, that's gonna be an excellent option to take a look at. Another bag this made me think of is the Black Ember Forge, which is a convertible bag that can be used as a shoulder bag, a briefcase, or a backpack, so very versatile as far as how you can carry it. It also has the ability to expand, so it can work well as a daily bag, as a minimal travel bag, can hold an impressive amount of stuff. It's got a nice organizational layout, highly weather resistant materials, and so if you're looking for something like this bag with the ability to expand, but that's gonna work better as a shoulder bag or a briefcase, and that's also gonna offer some extra weather resistance, and that's gonna be a great option to keep in mind. And then the last option that I'll mention here, if you have a little bit of a tighter budget, is the Osprey Daylight 26+6 expandable backpack, which has been one of the most impressive bags that I've looked at this year. Really love the versatility of the size. At 26 liters when it's compressed down, it works great as an EDC backpack that can also slide under the seat in front of you on a flight. You can then expand it out to about 32 liters, so it's gonna work well in an overhead storage compartment if you need that extra capacity. Then it's got a simple but useful layout, an admin area, quick access pocket, water bottle pockets, luggage pass-through, a suspended and padded laptop sleeve, and then it's got the compression straps. It opens up like a suitcase, so just checking off a lot of the same boxes as this one here. The style on that one is not quite as modern and sleek looking as this one. It's a little more functional, as Osprey's bags tend to be, but very useful, and it's also gonna come in at around $100. So if you are trying to save a little bit of money and you want something super versatile, then that's gonna be an excellent option to take a look at. With that being said, the Solgaard Vengture Backpack holds up very well against all those options and has quickly become one of my go-to work travel bags. It just offers a ton of flexibility. I really like the layout, and if you're looking for a bag that's gonna offer a nice aesthetic, solid build quality, good bit of comfort, this is gonna be a great option to take a look at. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all think of the Vengture Backpack and how it compares to some of the other popular tech and everyday bags that are currently on the market. And if there's any similar options that you think that I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank the company for sending the bag for me to test out, and to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.